the night of the annual corporate gala. I stood in front of the mirror, adjusting my tie with slow, deliberate care. My wife, Emma, looked radiant in her deep blue gown, her smile effortless and dazzling, the kind that drew eyes across the room. As we drove to the venue, she glanced at me and said, "Please don't embarrass me tonight, okay? Just try to be social." Her tone was half joke, half serious, but it cut deeper than she knew. To her, I was still the quiet junior analyst, diligent and easily overlooked. What she didn't realize was that things had changed, and tonight, that truth would be revealed. When we arrived, the ballroom exuded wealth and prestige. Chandeliers glittered over polished marble floors, and waiters glided gracefully, serving champagne and canapes to the city's elite. My boss, Richard Harlow, stood at the center, tall, silver-haired, and magnetic, the kind of man who dominated every room. He spotted Emma first, beaming. "Emma, you look absolutely stunning tonight." Then his gaze shifted to me, and that familiar smirk appeared. "And Ethan didn't expect you to make it. You clean up better than I thought." His laugh drew attention, and I felt Emma stiffen beside me. But she didn't defend me. She simply smiled politely, laughing softly at his jab. For years, I had worked under Richard's leadership, or rather, his ego. He took credit for every major project, belittled employees publicly, and played favorites with the board. Emma had long admired his confidence, often comparing me to him. "You could learn something from Richard," she had said once. What she didn't know was that months ago, I had quietly finalized a deal purchasing the parent company through a blind investment trust. Richard had no idea that his junior analyst was now his employer. Tonight's gala, which he so proudly hosted, belonged to me. As the evening progressed, Richard's arrogance grew with each glass of champagne. "You know," he said to a small crowd that included Emma, "some people work here for years and never move up. It's not for lack of effort. It's just that not everyone has leadership material." His gaze lingered on me with that smug grin. The laughter that followed sounded rehearsed, cruel. Emma's lips curved into a hesitant smile. She didn't laugh, but she didn't stop him either. I caught her eyes briefly. She looked away. That was the moment I decided not to wait any longer. The master of ceremonies stepped on stage to begin the formal announcements. When he reached the final segment, the introduction of the company's new majority owner, I saw Richard's confusion. He leaned toward Emma and whispered, "Oh, this must be some new investor. Maybe someone who appreciates my work." The MC continued, "Please welcome the new chairman and majority shareholder of Harlow Enterprises, Mr. Ethan Cole." Silence fell. Heads turned. Richard froze mid-drink, his glass trembling slightly. Emma's eyes widened as I stepped forward. Walking to the stage felt surreal. Every dismissal, every ignored idea, every laugh at my expense, all led to this. I took the microphone. "Thank you, everyone. I know this may come as a surprise. For the past 4 months, I've been working with our board to ensure the company's future is secure. That starts tonight. Effective immediately, I will be taking over operations as CEO." Applause began slowly, then spread throughout the room. I glanced at Richard. His face had gone pale, his jaw tight. Emma sat still, her expression unreadable. Richard approached me afterward, attempting to recover his charm. "Ethan, I had no idea. If I'd known, I would have—" I interrupted gently. "Treated me better, yes. I know. But don't worry, Richard. Everyone shows who they really are when they think no one's watching." His smirk faltered. "We'll discuss your position in the morning." Then I turned to Emma. Her eyes shimmered with a mix of embarrassment and something like regret. "Ethan, why didn't you tell me?" she asked quietly. I smiled faintly. Would it have changed anything? The gala continued, but the atmosphere had shifted completely. People who had once ignored me now eagerly shook my hand, toasting my success. I didn't feel triumphant. I felt free. For years, I had been overlooked, mocked, dismissed. Now, the truth had emerged without me raising my voice. My silence had spoken, and it roared louder than any insult Richard had ever thrown my way. When the night ended, Emma and I walked out together. She broke the silence first. "I'm proud of you," she said softly, her tone careful. I looked at her, the woman who had once measured my worth through others' approval. I know. I replied simply, opening the car door. But tonight wasn't about pride. It was about respect, something I had to earn for myself. As we drove home, city lights reflected in the window, and for the first time in years, I felt like the man I was always meant to be. Not the one they mocked, but the one they'd never truly seen.